Mr. S.K.Boafo. Well, he's joined us in the studio. Many of us haven't seen him in a while. We haven't read about him in a while. Well, he's in the studio to tell us exactly where he has been. You woke up one morning, Mr. S.K.Boafo. Welcome to the studio, by the way. And you said you were quitting active politics. You were not going to contest the Subin seat. And considering how much work you had done for the people of Subin, especially in the area of providing scholarships, my colleague and I were discussing it this morning, scholarship to brilliant but needy students, you just decided that it was enough and it was time for you to go. People in your constituency didn't take it lightly. They were quite upset about that decision. But after several years, would you say that it was a good decision you took?
Yes. I spoke to myself, and then, as you said, Pastor, I prayed to God, and I made a vow that once it comes to the end of President Boafo, I will go with him. Okay. I will not finish my career as a politician, but as a member of parliament. Okay. And I think, our culture, when you stay there for so long, people begin to not like you, even though you may be a very, very good person. So I said, let me give chance to another person, and then so that they will be able to compare the two. But the decision is good, and I think I still stand by it, and I've never regretted.
You don't have the constituents calling you?
They do.
They do?
They come, they ask, and...
they want you back?
I can't say that because I don't want to do, but I believe that if they had their own way, I would have been preferred. Okay. But there are people who also can do the work. Assuming you are not there, you are dead, people will take your place. So it's better if, as a politician, you know your limit, so that you can maintain your dignity, and then not that people will attack you and begin to say, oh man, so that it will erode the good things that you have done. Okay. So I decided that enough is enough for parliamentary work. Okay.
And so did you, by that decision, quit active politics? Because we haven't seen you.
I've been doing a lot of politics, but behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes?
Yes. I don't know about active politics, what you mean, but I've been very active in so many ways. Okay. But quietly. Quietly? Yes.
And, I'm going to talk to you about other things, what you've been doing, your law practice, and you being a man of God. We'll come to that very soon. But I'm tempted to talk about the NPP, because you are a stalwart in that party. When President Boafo was in power, we saw you being a very active player in that 8 years that President Boafo was in power. Your party is on fire at the moment. What has been your thoughts so far? You've been monitoring the happenings in the party.
I mean, let's leave the party crisis, if I may call it, with a small c, because now it borders on the criminality. And I don't want to talk about that. Just this morning, the police has already charged somebody about it. Yeah. So if I express opinion on that, it may prejudice them.
We're not going to talk about that particular case. But the back and forth in your party, the general secretary and the chairman in one corner, the flag bearer in one corner, everybody is talking at the moment. You sit back as somebody who was so active in the party a few years back, and you see what the young people are doing now. How does it make you feel?
I don't think, I don't know whether you read my statement. It's in the papers this morning. The only thing we can do is to remain calm, and then let all of us resolve our differences amicably. That is the only...
Do you see that happening?
Oh, yes. Sure. Yes. If we are talking, and people, it will end very soon. Now that we have the police have charged, it should be able to end.
You think that the NPP
definitely
will overcome this?
Yes. The NPP is a very strong party.
It is.
And you've got the people, and some of these things, sometimes it's better for people to err, and then later be able to sit down and say, these are the areas of...
Now, since you worked under President Boafo, I'm tempted to ask you this question. People are making a comparison, suggesting that President Boafo took over the party at a time where these divisions still existed, but he was able somehow to unite all the factions in the party to win an election and stay in power for another year, another 4 years. And they make this comparison because they claim that Nana Akufo-Addo, the flag bearer of the party at the moment, is not showing the same leadership traits that President Akufo showed.
No, I don't know. Leadership has its own style. I mean, like to quote Comrade Honorable, there are so many ways to kill the cat, if I may say. But I believe that it's not so much. People don't see things. But me, I work with President Akufo, not because of anything, but because he gave me a job to do, and I had the responsibility to do the job well. And then also I work for NPP, because assuming President Akufo is not there, the NPP still goes on.
Yeah.
So all of us should have that mind, and that NPP, whether Akufo or whoever, but now it's Nana Akufo-Addo. So we must all rally behind him and work so that we can win victory.
But we're not seeing this rallying behind him.
Oh, I don't know how people say. There are so many people who talk, they don't even have votes. There are so many people who talk and make statements. They may be, I don't know the word.
Flies.
I don't know. But they don't really, they matter in voting. But to how to think and talk about it, people don't do it. And there are a lot of people who want to be in the media all the time. And that is the danger. You may say things that someone will be misinterpreting it. But if all my colleagues will be able to remain calm and let the machinery in the NPP work, that should be the best way.
Okay. You're a lawyer, fortunately for me, so you know the NPP constitution very well. And there are words being thrown about impeachment. At what point does this conversation ever come up?
No, there are people who are talking about impeachment. I don't think it's the party decision. So for me to come in at this stage will be premature. I don't think people may use words. Sometimes they say
a vote of no confidence in the
chairman. That is also the same thing.
It's the same thing. But it is happening.
It's not happening.
But some regions passed the vote of no confidence
no,
in
they
the
couldn't
chairman.
succeed. It's inconclusive.
It's inconclusive.
And so,
why would that meeting for? Why would that
I
even
don't
happen?
know, because I wasn't there, and I don't think you should dwell so much on that. The important thing is that is not the way to go about things. I said that the party elders are there, the party machinery is there, and we should apply that. And people want to be heard or known sometimes by talking, and so that no, I mean that is not the way.
You think they are talking? Some elements in your party are talking too much?
I think so. That's natural. It's happened to all other parties.
Yeah.
The NDC, the same thing. I remember 1992, they had problem with the cosmetic thing, and nobody made capital from it. And it happened, and even I witnessed in Tafo, where some people were burnt and all that. But it's gone. The party must move on. All parties, NPP, NDC, CPP, all of us must work as a team so that we can sustain democracy. Otherwise, I mean, I don't think what is happening now is new.
Okay. So what have you been up to?
I've been practicing
law,
and not necessarily in court, but I offer. My sons are lawyers, so they go to court, and I
know one of them, Pastor Dave.
Yes,
great man.
Yes, he's with me in Accra chambers here, and I work and also go to church and do a lot of church activities. Nowadays, in the rural areas, I travel a lot to the villages.
Why the villages?
Last Sunday, I was in Barakesi. This coming Sunday, I'll be at Kokofu, where the nursing training college, they have invited me to come and speak to them and all that. And I do things quietly because it is only when you have solid foundation then you come out.
Yeah.
But people want to go out and then hunt it down solo. Okay.
Well, but I'm sure quietly in your corner you are monitoring a lot of events in this country. What do you think about President Mahama?
He calls me uncle. And I remember in those days when we were in Parliament, he will go on his way to Bola. Yes, his constituency. You pass through Kumasi. Then you offer tea for him. And so he's a great man. He's a man, I believe that he's a nice man. I know him personally. I'm talking about that. And therefore, he's good. But he's met a difficult time.
So we should understand him?
Yeah, I think, you see, this is a teamwork. This is, if I, like you, and you started it from here until now, you have NewDay. You work a lot of things. I know you as a girl who is also, in fact, you were in Parliament.
Yes.
As a reporter.
Yeah.
You never jump to be in this seat.
Yeah.
You work hard. So when you want to select a team, you need to have a team that can also work with you, so that you can achieve your vision. And those people you select must also have the same vision, not different vision. And if you don't do that, then sorry.
Do you think the President Mahama has that problem? He's not getting the right people to work?
I believe so. I think he will take me in good faith. And those who are hearing me, not in any malicious thing. It's the team that is right. They say experience is the best teacher, but school fees are hard to pay. It's not easy to get experience, but you need to pay a price for it. And the price is getting the right people. But if you want to please people because they are coming new and you want to show the youth all that, then there will be a mistake. So because some of them, their utterances that come out is not palatable at all. Okay.
And you've been especially concerned about the energy crisis?
Of course. I mean, naturally.
Naturally.
All of us. I remember during the first time, we had few shots, and then we went to pray. And people were laughing, and at the moment we prayed, God answered our prayer.
So we should be praying now?
I mean, the prayer now, God is always there for people to, it depends on your faith. He went there, President Kufuor went there and then prayed. And God answered the prayer. The water came and everything succeeded. It was short. But now it's 4 years, so almost 4 years. So you must sit down and say, what is wrong? What is wrong? And I'm happy recently he brought my own brother, Yokubrebe, but I think it's too late now. Because the time they will fix the thing, the next year will be election. So that is why I'm appealing to people that sometimes there's no need to call only your party people. If there are experts somewhere, and I know you can, the person can help, you have to do that. Because you always go for experts from abroad.
Anyway.
Yes. And we may have so many experts within the country.
But because they have different political colors.
Otherwise, you will not succeed. In Britain or wherever we have all studied or been, they take anybody who is able to do that. But here we will make capital out of it. Oh, if it's not me, MPP mine or NDC mine, this man will not succeed. That's the whole problem. We must change our psyche and our culture.
Okay. So you're focusing on your law practice and your family, of course, and then the word of God, spreading the word of God. I know you have some fantastic grandchildren as well.
Yes.
How many do you have now?
Oh God, grandchildren. Shall I say about 12?
Oh, you're a busy grandfather then.
No, I don't. They all live abroad. Now I'm with David's children.
David's children, yeah.
And then he has children. That's all. But David's children are younger than
yeah.
So,
Otherwise,
I'm a happy man.
Okay. What do you think, before we go, what do you think about the kind of pastors we are getting lately? Focusing so much on wealth creation and quick to call people witches and wizards.
I think the first place is one of the failures. I include myself that we don't have mentorship.
Okay.
People should be mentored. I can stay here boldly and say that we did the groundbreaking in London. I started long time, but I did it in London. And people like Archbishop Duncan Williams and all of them visited my ministry, and they saw it. We need to train lots of people. And why is this so? People think is that even if you are not doing certain things, you are not of God. No, but it's because that's why people are being deceived. So many people are being deceived. Some use psychology, some use so many things. Why? Because they don't want to study the word. And the word is the most important thing that can set you free. And if Jesus sets you free, you are free indeed. And I remember some people go to juju people to Gullet.
Yeah.
I read the story where a juju man said he was going to expose somebody.
Some pastors,
exactly. Yes. I mean, it makes mockery. But we cannot defend God. No one can defend God. And we must accept that we are human beings. We are not super beings. We have our weaknesses. We have our mistakes. So that we learn from it, and then people begin to, so that you can, if you don't work hard and you want to be rich over, you will come down eventually. You look at the end of them.
Yeah.
But those who actually take time to study or to pray, well, God will hear you.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't doubt in miracles. I believe in it. God has also used all of us for miracles. But I believe that the young ones don't want to learn. They join you 2 weeks, they leave and form there, and then they make
church.
titles. Now they are more than presidential candidates everywhere you see.
I hear their wives are also first ladies.
That's so I don't know about that, but I believe that God works. God works mysteriously. He has used us with our simple people all over the world, because I've traveled almost everywhere to do God's work, and I don't make myself known. All these pastors, top of them that are in the country, they know who I am or whatever. But I hardly, because even in Parliament, I had to start parliamentary Christian, because wherever you go, you don't. It's still there. It's still the last time they invited me and you go. So I believe that those young pastors must learn. They must really take time. And then everybody says, God said I should marry you. It's like that. If God says that I should marry you, and then, these young guys, they fall into it. They don't also go and ask God, did you tell him?
You really say I should marry that man?
Exactly. Only to go and then there's trouble. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. God can talk, but God will make sure. And then you can also seek the advice of your senior pastors to advise you.
Yeah, that's true.
My sons are pastors. So
yes, Pastor Dave.
Yes.
Did you force them? I mean,
Never.
Pastor Dave is a lawyer and is a pastor.
Yes,
the only thing he hasn't got is he's not a politician.
Yes, but my other son
is a politician.
Yeah, but he's not also a pastor. But I have another one. So I've had about 3 of my sons.
You've done a good job. It's well spread.
God has helped me to do that. And that is why. So I think in your old age, you begin to enjoy the blessings of children. If you don't look after your children, naturally, it's bad. It's bad.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
Once an honorable, always an honorable.
Oh, yes, I'm still honorable.
Yes, you are. The Honorable S.K.Boafo has been our guest this morning. Thank you very much for passing through the show.